Eva here. I'm in my framing studio. It's snowing outside, and I just thought now that we have just rounded the 1st of February, I should give you an update on how I'm coming along with my new bullet journal that I shared with you that I was going to try and use this year to keep myself a little bit more balanced and on track and not so scattered. So how's it going? I think it's going pretty well. So I'll show you just a little run through of what I have done this past month and how I'm going to proceed with it. And I'm also going to just tell you a little bit about the Fineliners and the dual tip brush markers that I bought. That's also the Scribbles That Matter brand. And I'm going to be playing a little bit more with them, doing some other things, not just in my bullet journal, just, for little sketches and things like that, and test them out a little bit more. I'm not really a marker gal. I'm more of a watercolor girl, but I'm going to play with them a little bit more. And I'm having fun in my little bullet journal here, doing just some little scribble decorations with the markers. So let's turn the camera down, and I'm going to just show you what I've been up to in my bullet journal. All right, so here we are. This is my Scribbles That Matter bullet journal I showed you in my previous video about, getting started on the year, and I'm going to link to that below so that you can see it. But anyway, last time I showed you, I have my Virgo mantra, my word of the year, balance, which is what I'm trying to get into. Having more balance in my life. And then here's my keys and my index, and I'm up to page 37 actually. 36, 37, I'm actually up to page 38 now. So I did a grid chart on how to divide my page. This is my page of goals where I divided them for the year: work, personal goals, and home and garden goals and wishes. And this is at a glance the whole year, and I put red where there's birthdays in the family. And this is my track in 2021, where I'm tracking my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Business, Skillshare, Podia, and MailChimp. And then my weight, hikes, and kayaking. Hikes, I mean longer hikes, so I haven't done any yet, and I haven't done any kayak expeditions yet, or kayak trips, or kayak even, like day trips. My YouTube went up by 100 in January. Instagram went up by about 25, I think it is. Yeah, 25. Facebook actually went down 1. And business went up 14. Skillshare, I went up 17. And Podia, I went up, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't realize that there was 2 numbers. There's one that have, for those that are signed up to my newsletter, and then there's the ones that have just purchased or signed up for one of the free classes, either purchased a class or signed up. So anyway, I went up, and MailChimp I went down 3, which is fine. That's my newsletter. And then my weight, that's kind of a sad story. I lost half a pound in a month. So obviously not doing real well on that one, but whatever. And then this here was my future log, where I kind of put in important things in each month, and I'm then transferring them over to my weekly log and my daily log. And so this was January overview of the month, and then the weekly, where I divided it up in the numbers of the week, because they use those in Europe, and then my daily log for all of January. So I start out every day with kind of to-do list, and I use my symbols that I have here. So a dot is task to do, and when I've done it, I exit out. And this triangle is an event, and important is the star, and then B for birthday, and this project is like a square, and then I can fill in the square as I'm moving along, and there's an important reminder. And then the color code: birthday, holiday, and important. Not really that happy with the colors I chose here, because I think I should have used the red for important instead, but I'll do that next year, or next bullet journal I make. Anyway, so you can see, and then I use my bullet journal both as a to-do list and as kind of a brain dump, or little journaling. These were my weekend thoughts, and you can see, and then I do little, I don't have a fancy dancy design or anything like that. I'm just kind of doodling as I feel like. So, and I also do not have a color scheme. I'm using whatever colors I feel like. That's what I decided on. And I'm just, you can see, just a little doodling, and sometimes I'll go back and doodle some more, and it's mainly kind of floral stuff, stars and hearts, some butterflies there, and I just have fun with that. That's usually what I sit and do kind of at the end of the day or in the morning when I kind of need to get going. Sometimes I just go in and doodle a little, and here you can see. And then I spent
a week with my little granddaughter, Sophia, and her parents, but So my plan is not to have like a to-do list when I'm there, because the whole purpose of me being there is to help out with Sophia and help my daughter and son-in-law as much as I can. I do cooking, I do baking, and I play with Sophia. I took some of the night shifts because Sophia still turned 2 this month, but she is not really good about sleeping through the night. So, they're really, really exhausted. My daughter is expecting number 2 in March. And so I took some night shifts, and I'm happy to report that things are going in the right direction with that. But anyway, so I just wrote down thoughts every day while I was there. So I was there for a week, and I just did that, and then I did little scribbles, and then here I came home, and then it was February on Monday. So I did another, just the month of February, put in the birthdays in the family, and then, important things and dates and things, and then notes and goals down here, and for the month of February, and then here my weekly goals, and again I used the week numbers, and then I started my daily log, and I kind of forgot that I like to do it like this, so I just did it like that there. But again, this is not about doing a perfect, beautiful spread. It's about helping me organize my time. And so far, I really feel that it is keeping me more on track. I still have plenty of days where I start out doing something that was not on my log, but then I can bring myself back and kind of get back in what I really had decided was more important. But I'm not very good at staying on task yet. I think hopefully I'll get better. Or maybe I'll get better at actually writing down what's really important to me. Maybe that's the problem. I'll find out as I go. But anyway, here we are. It's Wednesday, February 3rd, and I have to drop off paintings at the trunk show in Taos City. She just revamped her whole store, and I'm really excited to bring in a bunch of new paintings and stuff for her. And then I'm working on an album for Sophia, my granddaughter. I did an album for her last year for her first birthday, and now I want to do one for her second birthday for her second year, and that's a big project because I have over 700 photos, and I do it on my mat. I'm still filming my beginner class. I want to work on more lessons, and I have here film and edit this video, bullet journal video, and then I want to play with loose painting for the airport show. I haven't done that was on last month, and it's still on, and I haven't done anything, so I really need to get going on that. And then I did my online shopping at New Moon in Truckee, and now it's time for me to go and pick it up. I'm combining that with dropping off paintings. So I still have, here in the back here, I did a test of my pens, not all of them, just the Fineliners here, because, when I bought the bullet journal, it came with the black Fineliner here, which I like. And then, of course, I decided that I wanted a Fineliner set. This is 24 different colors, and it's 0.7, and these are all the colors that are in the set. And when I got the set, and I wanted to use the red one, it was completely dry. So I just wrote the company a little email and letting them know that the red wasn't working. But other than that, I was pretty happy with it. And then they right away offered to send me out a new set of Fineliners. And it came to my daughter's house because that's where I bought this. And the red didn't work again. So I wrote them that I thank you very much for sending the replacement. But unfortunately, I just wanted to let them know that the red in the new set also didn't work. But please don't, feel that you need to send me another set because I'm fine. I just want you to know that you have a problem with your red. And they were, saying thank you for letting them know, and they were very mystified. Anyway, I also bought this set of dual tip brush markers, and there's also 24 on this one, I do believe. Yes, 24. And they are almost all of them different colors than in the Fineliner set. And I don't think you can buy these in loose stock or anything like that. So they have the nice brush tip, and these are the colors. They have a nice brush tip, and then they have a fine tip, which is not nearly as fine as that one. So I'll just show you here. Let me show you with the red. The red works in this one, and that's the same red as the other one. So see, this is the brush tip. I really like it. I use that a lot for just my little scribble decorations. And then here is the fine tip, which it's probably about, probably about 1.5 millimeter or something like that. Maybe it's, yeah. And the only thing so I love all the colors. And what I did was today, I'm working on this pine cone. I've been working on that. It's been sitting here, and I did this one, and then I did a drawing, and a tracing. And so I traced it onto just a piece of linen paper. Well, I didn't trace it on, I actually just printed it out. And then I used my brush tip set here, dual tip brush markers, to put colors on, just to play some more with it. And I have traced it onto a rough piece of watercolor paper, and I want to do a watercolor of it. But anyway, so I used the brush tip markers for that. And the thing I can say about them is, I mean, I like them a lot. The black, if I draw with the black first, I can show you. So what I usually do is I do the brush tip first for my decorations, and then I use my fine liner afterwards. And the reason is because, let me just show you here, I did a little scribble there. If I use the brush markers on top of the black, it smears the black a little bit. It's not a problem, it's just something to know. I'm gonna try and use the pink here. So you can see here, when I do that, it kind of smears a little bit. So if you do that, I always like to clean off my brush tip marker afterwards so that it's clean again. And I think that's how you're supposed to do it. So this is not really a review by any stretch of the imagination of the markers here, because I am not an expert on markers and I don't have any other sets of markers to compare them to, but I like them. They were about 20 bucks for each case with 24. And other than that little problem with the red, I like them. And the black pen that I have that came with my little Scribbles That Matter bullet journal is still going strong, and I've written a lot. I mean, look at that. So anyway, long story short, I do feel I enjoy it, and I do feel that it's doing what I wanted to do, and that is try and keep me a little bit more focused so I don't end the day with being so frustrated and all scattered and sometimes anxious because I feel behind and I feel I didn't get anything done. Because even if I don't get the stuff done that I had on my list of to do for the day, I mean, I move them over if I didn't get them done, but then I write just a little journal entry. Sometimes it's large, sometimes it's just a little bit about what I did. And that way it kind of shows me that it's not that I didn't do anything. I did do something. I did a lot often, but maybe it wasn't what was on there. And some of the things that get in the way all the time, or in the way, I mean, I like to do, I like to cook. And like, for instance, yesterday, you can see I didn't get to film my beginner class yesterday. I did film a little introduction to this video. The introduction, you see, that was actually filmed yesterday. It was not on my list. Then I have organized my framing studio. I haven't gotten to that yet because I framed the paintings for the trunk show that I have to deliver today, so they needed to be framed. And let's see, yeah, that was on here. So, and I had to start because that was important. And then work on the album for Sophia. I didn't get around to that, but I did edit another YouTube where I'm showing how to divide Arch's watercolor paper into standard sizes. So that's the video that's coming on my YouTube channel after this one here. I think I set it to upload Saturday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific time. So that's the first time I think that I've actually had a YouTube video ready to go. And that's something I really want to get better at, is scheduling my YouTube videos and have a more regular upload schedule, because that's really a big downfall I think on building my YouTube channel, is that I am not consistent. And every video I see about how to do a YouTube channel, that always comes up consistency. And I don't know, I just have a hard time with that. And I don't want to let my life be ruled by a YouTube schedule. But on the other hand, I also do want to grow my YouTube channel. So I have to find the balance on that one. So that's just all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for checking in. And if you have started any kind of a journaling, bullet journal, or other kind of journal, I also did for quite a while. I did the 3 pages, the daily pages that you are supposed to write, 3 pages before you get out of bed, pretty much, your first thing in the morning. The Artist Way, I did that, but I like this better. That suits me better because it's a combination of a little bit of journaling and then a list. So with that, I bid you farewell for now. Have a happy day. See you soon in another YouTube video. If not before, then on Saturday when I'm uploading my paper video about how to divide your full sheet of watercolor paper. So if you haven't already, don't forget, subscribe and give me a thumbs up, please. See you soon.